Hey, Matt.
Good evening.
What's up?
Nada. Chilling. Sitting for this one.
Yeah, sitting for this one. I probably shouldn't stand for it. What are we doing?
Gamers 2 podcast for a June 14 teen.
14 indeed.
You know, I'm alive and well. You're dying. It's fine.
I am dying. Slowly. Not really painfully, but slowly.
Not like any old good radiation sickness.
That I don't think is slow. I think that's quick and super painful. So anyway, in the last 7 days since we've done this, what have you been up to?
Well, let's see here. I'll start with watching crap. I watched some interesting stuff.
Okay.
I watched Always Be My Maybe, which is the Ali Wong movie on Netflix.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Ali Wong?
I think I recognize the name, but I can't
She's
put a
an-
face to it.
Female Asian comedian.
Okay.
Okay. Well, she's funny. And it's the movie it has Keanu Reeves in it.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it on the internet at all, but
I don't think I have, no.
you've probably seen the gif of him walking out with the weird glasses on doing this.
Probably.
He plays himself,
Okay.
but if he was an asshole.
Interesting.
And he's only in the movie for a couple, 5-10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But the movie's interesting. It's a romantic comedy of sorts. More comedy than romance. Not a lot of romance at all, actually. It's just kind of it's good though. I liked it. Little hour 45-minute romp. The Keanu Reeves part were hilarious because he literally plays himself, but as an asshole. So that's fun. And then after that, I started Netflix's The Chef Show, which is Jon Favreau and Roy Choi.
Okay.
Have you seen Chef?
The movie?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So they became friends from that movie.
Okay.
And the Netflix show is just
More of it.
them cooking and
Oh, okay.
hanging out with people basically as an excuse to keep their routine of cooking together going.
Oh, all right.
I
Makes
watched the first episode. Obviously, it made me extremely hungry, and it was interesting. They have a little stop motion animation in there that's kind of fun to watch every once in a while. It's like a breakup. Yeah. And then I downloaded Fallout 76,
I have as well,
and
but I have not played it yet.
I put in a few hours. It's Fallout. Surprise.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to. It wasn't there. I have nothing bad to say about it. I have nothing good to say about it. It wasn't. It's just more Fallout, more terminal reading. There are people, obviously.
Now.
Yeah. Which was apparent because, how they were like, oh, you might not see someone for X amount of time or something
Right.
like that. You could tell, either two things were happening. There was an influx of new players,
Probably true.
and all the players who had been playing were curious / excited about it because it has the classic Fallout start where it kind of leads you through a little bit.
Right.
So the first quote unquote town you go to, I guess, there was 10 people there.
Huh.
There was way more populated than it was intended to be.
Interesting.
And there was a lot of low level people, and then there was a couple people who were higher level who were just flexing, in some way. Not that they can really do anything to you, but and then I played Bomber Crew. At least I tried to. I also signed up for Game Pass on PC. For the $1 hair. But it worked one day.
That's weird.
There's some weird bug that I have that other people have as well, where like games that require administrator approval just won't work for whatever reason.
That is weird.
It is very weird, and like I thought I was going crazy, and I tried a bunch of different stuff. Couldn't get it to work, and then I found a thread on like one of the Microsoft forums about it. That's basically like, you know, it's an issue that other people are having, and what works for one person doesn't work for other people, and like it literally might work one time and then not work again. Like we're waiting for a patch at this point.
Yeah, that's just weird.
It is very strange. Yeah, that's what I've been doing past couple days, at least.
Fair enough.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I'm looking at what I wrote, and it just doesn't make sense. Playing the Pokemon Go's, playing MLB The Show, playing Risk of Rain, played a little bit of Bomber Crew.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. Played some other stuff, like random things every now and then. Tried the Roller Champions demo with Todd.
Mm-hmm.
We did actually end up winning a game.
Nice.
But I think we won 1 in 3. I think we lost the other 2. But it's clearly alpha, but I can see it being like a sit down, play a game, go do something else. Like,
yeah,
definitely interesting. Even though it's alpha, I don't know what else they're going to add other than like more arenas and stuff like that. But it could just probably be out now. It's one of those weird ones where it's like there's not much more they would need to debate based on what I could see. More arenas and stuff like that, but like your mechanics are there, everything seems kind of fine.
Maybe that's just their excuse to get more time to.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and then watching Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Watched some Superstore. Been about it, and then all of E3, obviously, which we will talk about in a bit.
For sure.
At some point, I probably will have to pause this episode randomly a bunch and then just go back through and edit out silent parts.
From death?
Yeah, because I don't trust myself.
That's fair.
Dude, like, I am sweating balls right now.
This is interesting. It's like a flu thing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I think so. Probably. I don't know. It's just one of those funny ones where it's like, it's the full body soreness, though not so much now. I mean, it was this morning. But now it's just like, I'll go from full sweat to like shivering in 50-50. And, you know, I've done this before, in air quotes. I don't know, done this before. It's a weird way to put it, but I mean, I can get through it. It's just going to be just got to wait it out. Hey, maybe I'll sweat it out. Just put myself in a sauna and cure myself of
that might work.
Poison.
That might work. I don't know. You might die of like dehydration or something.
No, I'm gonna keep hydrated. I'll bring like a drink in there with me or something. I'll just keep cycling liquids through my body, only to get rid of them.
Yeah, just flush it. Literally flush it out.
Yeah. Put new things in to get bad things out. But yeah, it's just it's a weird, I don't know, sickness. Whatever.
It's not enjoyable being sick.
Not really, and I didn't do myself any favors. I'm pretty sure I felt it Wednesday, and then I played volleyball Wednesday night, and it was when I left volleyball Wednesday night. I was kind of noticing that I was like, something might be up. And I didn't really feel anything during the day Thursday, and then as I got out of work and I was going to play volleyball Thursday night, I was like, I feel like death.
Yeah.
this isn't good. And then I played volleyball in the cold and rain on Thursday night. Really smart idea.
Yeah.
So
The last time I was sick, which you'd probably recall, it was fairly recently, was my like that and the wedding is the kind of like wake up call of like, oh fuck, I gotta start taking care of myself like better. I downloaded a fitness app to track like my food and calorie intake and stuff like
Right.
that, and I've been doing that the past couple days. But which I'm at the point in the grieving process of now I'm just humiliating myself looking at all the calories and food I consume throughout
yeah,
the day.
you're really just shaming yourself.
I am. I'm in the shame step right now. And hopefully I'll figure that out. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't never done any of that stuff, but that's never usually my problem. I usually, if I'm gonna get sick, I'm just gonna get sick, and then
Yeah.
it's more about knowing I should have not played volleyball
Mm-hmm.
and still just doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Because why not? I'm a rogue dumbass.
Trying to power through it.
Yeah. And then I don't think I slept for more than an hour at any point last night.
Gotta hit that NyQuil.
Oh no, it was sleep, bathroom, sleep, bathroom, sleep, bathroom, sleep, bathroom.
Mm.
It was a mix of like, I need to use the bathroom and I'm going to go back to sleep now. And I need to use it again. And now I'm going to go back to sleep. One more time. And it wasn't like a lack of
Willingness is
tired or anything.
Yeah.
It was just like, no, you need to wake up and go use the bathroom because you don't want to have to clean your bed. And then this morning, I woke up to my alarm because I have my alarm set to go off on Fridays. Even if I don't work, I still have it set to go off. So that went off, and I was like, "Ah, son of a bitch!" Turn that off. Ended up making it down to the couch, and then have been like in and out of sleep weirdly throughout the day. Usually only for like 40 minutes, maybe. Watch some Women's World Cup.
I heard that that's going well.
So far, so good. U.S. has their second game on Sunday, so I'll be watching that. But yeah, it's been a fun time.
I bet.
New releases I could play though, Matt, while I'm dead. Include the following 5 things. There's a lot more like random things this week, but these are the 5 that I'm discussing. The Brawlhalla Adventure Time DLC came out. The Last Remnant Remastered for the Switch. Battle Worlds Chronos for the Switch. Doodle God Evolution for the Xbox. And the Forza Horizon 4 Lego DLC.
Didn't realize that was just spam coming out.
It was the 13th, I think. Yeah, Thursday.
Might have to take a look at that.
Yeah, especially with the Game Pass pending the stuff actually works.
Yeah. Pending it works. Every fucking game I want to play, too, requires admin.
Yeah.
It's
Good
so
luck.
Stupid.
I love that it's a problem because we've had Game Pass on our PCs before,
Mm-hmm.
and everything went fine.
I think it's them trying to integrate things. Like, there's some weird stuff that's happening. Like, it clearly works differently than
Than regular Game Pass,
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to do? Do you want to hit through the recap, or do you want to do the stories on the bottom real quick, and then because they're basically just things that probably will pop up later on in our existence, and then go circle back to the recap?
You know, there comes to be a point where I don't know what's left in my body, but anyway,
we'll find out.
into the news. I'll start, I guess.
Okie dokie.
The oil tycoon Todd Howard announced Thursday that Fallout Shelter will be coming to Tesla cars. And that's not the only new thing coming to Teslas. YouTube streaming was announced as well, but no release date on either. The amount of shit you're going to be able to do on a Tesla is stupid.
Yeah. Well, your car drives you to work. You could be
Yeah.
playing Fallout Shelter,
or watching YouTube, or
streaming from YouTube,
yeah,
or streaming to YouTube.
who knows? Probably playing Apex Legends at some point, or Fortnite in your Tesla.
I'm of two minds with it because I like mechanical things. I like old cars and stuff like that. And it's just
Right.
like, obviously, there's going to come a head where like those two can't coexist in a meaningful way.
Well, the only way that automated cars work is if everything becomes automated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a funny thing to see what Teslas are becoming.
Yes, it is. All right. The plot thickens for Riot Games. The California Department of Fair Employment and Housing has announced via Kotaku that it's taking legal action to force Riot to release employee pay data. Too long didn't read is that Riot Games is under investigation for gender discrimination. Quote, alleged unequal pay, sexual harassment, sexual assault, retaliation, and gender discrimination in selection and promotion. End quote. I'm sure we'll hear more.
It just gets better and better for them, doesn't it?
It does. I love their refusal to make concessions on things is going to cost them dearly.
Yeah. And now that they're under investigation for 6 or 7 things,
Yeah.
and not good.
No.
If you're keeping score at home, they're losing. Number 4, PUBG Mobile is now the world's highest grossing mobile game. The Financial Times reported that the game made $146 million last month.
That's insane.
What? Fun story about PUBG Mobile. I downloaded it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just curious what it...
Mhm.
It does run better than the one on the computer.
That's embarrassing.
It is. And I also won. I played one game. I won one game. I will probably never play it again.
That's all. That's it right there. That's an open and closed case.
Yeah. Downloaded it, played the first game, had 13 kills, won the game, played a squad game.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 of our squad died because they didn't drop where me and the other guy dropped. Max, dude. And then he had 9 kills, I had 13. We won the game, and I just don't plan on ever playing again.
That's a solid performance going by. That's a very solid performance going by PC standards.
And by my own standards, that's about triple the amount of kills I've ever had.
There you go.
So, I think I've had like that many kills in Fortnite, but not in PUBG.
That's interesting.
I have like 30 hours in the PC one. That tells you how bad I am.
I don't know.
Listen, there was a lot of weird times where Kenny and I would play duos, and I would just... Sometimes him and I are not on the same page.
I could see that.
I'm like, we just gotta live. He's like, I want to kill everybody. I'm like,
It's the classic. It's the classic case between friends.
yeah.
Just two different strategies.
Where Todd and I, when we were really good at Fortnite, would just go after everybody.
Yeah.
We saw somebody, they were going to die.
See, I'm not like... I'm the sit back and assess the situation and then
Right, because
strike.
it happens. The worst is when it happens in Apex is you see 2 teams fighting, then you go to clean up, but then there was also a team doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
So now there's 4 of you there, and it's a nightmare. But anyway, $146 million.
That's insane. That's a lot of money in a month for a mobile game.
Yeah. And it's the world's highest grossing mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot that beat out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm assuming no. Is PUBG available? Is PUBG Mobile available in China?
I have no idea about that.
That's insane. Anyways, I'm sure it'll pop up again at some point. So, Shenmue 3 up next here.
Great.
Shenmue 3 doesn't need any more problems, but the publisher disagrees. Publisher Deep Silver has decided to abandon their promise to their Kickstarter backers of releasing Shenmue 3 on Steam. As you can probably guess, Shenmue 3 will now launch exclusively on Epic Games Store. As of now, Deep Silver is refusing to offer refunds despite the clearly broken promise.
I love it.
Yeah, this will shortly become a legal issue.
I'm sure. It won't take long because they'll lose that legal battle. It's literally the definition of your false advertising it.
Yeah, I think they're hoping to take advantage of the whole Kickstarter thing, and like they're not really being a precedence with Kickstarter in general.
Yeah. Well, welcome to becoming the precedence.
Yeah, I know, right?
We noticed that there's not a precedent, so we decided to become the precedent.
And Kickstarter's not doing themselves any favor because this is not instilling confidence in Kickstarter if they're just going to let like...
Well, nothing has ever really helped Kickstarter itself, technically, but that's it. I mean, first off, who's buying Shenmue 3? Come on.
Bunch of fucking weebs.
Seriously.
Speaking of which,
terrible.
Shenmue, if in case you're curious, Shenmue 1 and 2 are on Game Pass for PC.
Cool. You want to know what I never want to play?
So when we do that series where we make each other play games,
no,
is that your fucking?
I might cut my wrist before I let you make me play that game.
Is that your veto card? Your...
Yeah, my veto. No, I would probably use it on other things. I probably get good content out of me just hating that.
True. All right, now we're on to E3 recap.
E3 recap time.
Yeah.
A lot of things to recap.
Do you have a preference as far as where you'd like to start? It's in chronological order, I believe.
Let's go chronologically then.
Well, chronological for the big press conferences, and then I put all the little guys at the end.
Let's go majority chronological, and then little guys.
Okay.
Let's go top to bottom. Let's start it with EA Play 2019. I didn't click the link, but
that's cool. You want me to pull it up, and then I'll do a rundown, and you can give insight.
Yeah, that works for me.
Because generally you pay attention to this stuff more than I do, because I'll immediately make a quick judgment call of like, I'm interested, I'm not interested.
And then it no longer exists to me.
Exactly. It's been purged from my mind.
If I am not interested, I did not waste a memory slot on that.
Exactly. So EA did their EA Play. They allotted like 30 minutes to each game that they wanted to show. First up, they did Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And they showed about 15 minutes of gameplay. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to comment on it.
There were definitely some texture problems.
Yeah, the one that threw me off the most was what's his face's face. I can't remember.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker's face.
What was killing me was the vines he was swinging on. I can't get over how bad that looked to me. And then it was that, and it was... Otherwise, it looks interesting, like with the way they're doing some of the... Come on, give me your scruff your neck. It looks interesting the way they're doing some of like the combat and stuff, but it doesn't... I'm still pretty positive it's an atypical Star Wars story, which disappoints me.
Yeah, it looks extremely generic.
I mean, if you talk to anybody from Respawn, they'll tell you it's never going to be. It's not generic and yada yada. But I'm like, come on, boys, we know.
I've watched some debates online happen with people like. It seems like it's resurfaced the dispute over Titanfall 2, and whether like there's one group that says that like Titanfall 2's story campaign was like really amazing,
right?
And then there's the other group which is like, it was okay, it was good, but it was generic,
right?
Which is like not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's better than being like a normal EA game.
It's better than being bad.
Yeah. I am slightly worried though that it looked the way that it did. I mean, the game's supposed to be out in November, right? Is that what they said?
Yeah, I think so.
Which if they're showing a vertical slice that looks like that, either they don't care about the vertical slice so much, which is fine, or the whole game is in way rougher shape than,
right?
They can muster. Well, we'll find out, I guess.
That we will.
Um,
Are you gonna buy it or?
Yeah, I probably will. Well, no, actually, because it should be on EA Access, right?
As long as you do the premiere one, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just do that again. I am in on abusing those systems until they figure out a way. Until they decide to like figure out a way to stop people from doing that. So
yeah, until you trap me.
yeah. Next up, we have Apex Legends, which they showed off the new character Watson, which is a what was she, like a Russian chick? I think.
I don't know, but if you hear anything, it's Max nudging himself all over my microphone. So.
Yeah, he's going to town over there. So there's Watson, new weapon, some new weapon from Titanfall 2, and there's going to be a ranked mode. Yeah, pretty standard update. Seems
now
like
he's kneading on my stomach, so.
We're gonna need another break here.
No, it's just his nails are really sharp.
He senses you're sick. He's trying to help you purge.
Yeah. No, he does this all the time. It's just I never cut his claws, so they're really sharp. She looked interesting.
Yeah, I like the concept of her with the stanchions to make like
a wall.
Oh yeah, really cool idea. Like
and then having the bombardment blocker, I guess, where it just absorbs any projectiles. Interesting.
For sure. I like that their approach with their we looked at the meta and we tried to figure out a way to disrupt the meta.
Yeah. Well, we noticed you guys are all playing some of these characters. Here's a way to stop that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking dope. My question is, how is it going to work with the chick that makes portals?
What do you mean?
Like she can drop.
Yeah, Wraith can drop like 2 portals or whatever. She
so
starts in one.
What happens if one starts? Like, what happens if there's one inside the?
Because I think I don't know, but because the way that I understand Wraith to work is you actually like step into the shadow realm. Like that sounds really dumb, but
yeah, it's like another dimension.
You kind of phase change, so you're not even looking at the same. You're on a different plane.
Theoretically, it should go through no problem.
Yeah, so you could technically teleport in that way.
Interesting.
But I don't know.
Battlefield 5 is up next. Let's see here. They showed off new maps. Merida, which is the Battle of Greece. El Sudan, which is North Africa. I think that's how you pronounce that, right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Which is a classic Battlefield map. Blah, blah, blah. No, we don't really care about that. And then future infantry-focused maps, Province and Lofoten. Whatever. And then at the end, they...
I love that we're just giving up on pronunciations.
And then at the end, they teased Iwo Jima and basically Pacific Theater with Japan and the Yankees, the Americans.
Represent.
So yeah, that was surprisingly. I thought it was surprisingly good.
Yeah, I think they showed a lot to be coming for people that were kind of wanting some stuff, and I'm pumped that we get to the Pacific Theater.
Yeah,
will I go back and play? I don't know, but I'm just happy it's there.
I have the game because it was one of the free game I got with the graphics card. So
right.
I might go back just to take a gander. I doubt I'll actually get into it. Next up was Battlefront 2, which they just had a short chat about. They didn't really have like a stage time. Which all they really did was reveal a second capital supremacy map, Naboo. And then the Droideka and the TX-30 tank. So small stuff. Next stage time was FIFA 20 and Volta, which they spent a lot of time on Volta, which is Streets.
Yeah, they did spend a weirdly long amount of time on that. I'm pumped about it because I liked playing FIFA Street.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
it was a really weird amount of time they spent.
So in FIFA Street, or whatever last time it was out, was it the same style of? Was it the cage maps and stuff?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not into soccer enough to like know what the culture is around all that.
Right.
So they also spent some time showing off the new quote football intelligence system, which focuses on better one-on-one play, dribbling and all that good stuff. And what were they talking about all the time? What the hell was it? Like faking. It was something they had it has a term. Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever. You get the point. Does it annoy you that they're calling it Volta and they're not just calling it Streets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of stupid.
I'm sure it's some like inter name.
You
Like
think it's
if
like
you-
a genuine?
Like if you went and talked to somebody that is a Street player,
Yeah.
they probably call it Volta or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's the only reason I can think you would name it that is that it's somehow directly tied to
Yeah.
that.
Madden 20 was up next. It went in depth on Superstar X Factor abilities, and they are adding more RPOs and run pass options, and pump fakes, all that good stuff. And there was something else that this article didn't have in it that they talked about, and I can't remember what the hell it was, but
The like traits or that was the X Factor stuff.
Oh yeah, the X Factor stuff, and then they're the joke of the player ratings.
Oh, he's the Madden player rater or
Yeah.
whatever it was, and it looked like it was going to be like a weird little docu-series thing.
Yep. Do you care about any of that stuff? I don't.
Not really. I mean, Madden's fun and all, but I just don't get that in depth to it like I do FIFA and stuff.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, after Madden.
The Sims 4.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
The Sims turns 20 this year, and it's taking an island vacation. Island Living is the next expansion. And then something about A Realm of Magic as its next game pack. So whatever the hell that means.
Probably witches.
Bitches. Okay, that was it. Yeah, that was it for EA.
Their Sim stuff was weird. I mean,
I feel like it's always weird. Like it's not something I feel like that fits in a conference.
yeah, it's one of those, but it's also like the amount of people that still play The Sims constantly is really high. For what I would think.
Yeah.
Like there's still people that stream it and play it and are constantly like building houses in it and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like,
It's such a weird
drown your Sims in a pool like everybody else does, you psychopath.
It's a weird game in that it doesn't do anything well. Like if you're into building houses, there's probably a better game you could a better game or program or something you could do. If you were into like, I don't know, people simulating, there's probably a better game you could get. But like,
I think it's one of those where if you were to get specific like that, you can find better things of all those specific things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best of having them all in one game.
Yeah, it's just weird to me. Like, I don't understand how people can play the fucking game, though, which is the weird part.
I don't get how people play it as much as they do. Like, after you do so much, what is there to do anymore? Do some of these... I'm sure some of these people play, like, their Sims from a child up until they die.
They probably play a whole neighborhood of Sims.
Maybe. Psychopaths.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're creating this whole like neighborhood with all these like interconnected relationships and stuff.
Oh
like,
God, it just makes my brain hurt.
yeah,
about
that's
that.
yeah, exactly.
It was bad enough in SimCity, man.
Next up is the big one, Xbox.
Indeed, the big one.
This one we might have to buzz through.
Well, a lot of it we can just hit minor points anyway.
Let's see here. We'll just I'm just gonna follow the list in the order they have it. Project Scarlet.
Yep.
Which is going to be the next Xbox.
Which I still think we'll see more of next year. We didn't see anything about it this
Yeah.
year, really.
It will release 2020 holiday season, is what they said. So,
yep. And we'll actually probably see what it looks like in the true name and stuff next year.
Yeah. Every time there's a new console generation, like it's always the same. Like, I know objectively that AMD makes all of the stuff for both consoles. And it's been that way for 2 generations now.
I think. Yeah.
Well, this generation and
next.
And the previous generation was a little bit weird with the PS3, but
PS3 was weird on its own.
It still blows my mind how similar the consoles are as far as hardware.
Yep.
Like I know that's always the case. Like they always end up at some form of parity, but like. It just always surprises me.
Can't wait to see how many teraflops we have.
Teraflop. Cyberpunk 2077 had its 2077 had its little trailer nonsense, and Keanu Reeves came out and told everyone that they were breathtaking.
And he is cool.
He is cool.
Still pumped about it, so we'll see.
Yep. I've heard some interesting things about it I've read interesting things from the closed door demo, which weren't the couple people I saw write something about it. It wasn't necessarily like they weren't blown away by it. They were like, it's, you know, what you'd expect as far as like if Witcher was Cyberpunk. So I was like, that's interesting.
That's so bad.
Yes. Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't know what to take away from the article. I didn't know whether to take away, like, are you speaking negatively of the game? Or are you upset that it's not, like, you know, over-delivering from what you expected?
These are probably the same people that write, like, Peggle 3 is the greatest game I've ever seen.
I do like me some Peggle.
It improved so much on the mechanics that were in Peggle 2 that, shut up.
Double Fine Productions is joining Xbox Studios.
Interesting.
That was the big developer acquisition, and they showed a trailer for Psychonauts 2, which looked interesting if you're into Psychonauts.
Which I'm not.
Which I'm also not. Xbox One is getting console streaming, which we kind of knew about that already, I think. You can stream your games off of your home Xbox One to anywhere.
Yes, using the Project X Cloud.
They didn't say anything specific about it, so I'll remain healthily skeptical.
The only thing they said really was that you can either use your console as a server or you can use one of ours.
Yeah. Gears 5 is coming September 10th.
Cool. I'm not a big Gears person.
I am not anymore. I used to be. 1 and 2. Dabbled with 3. Lost interest after that.
Yeah, I think I played maybe like 1 or 2 games of multiplayer, and I was just like, I don't care.
The multiplayer I actually enjoyed for the first ones. I don't know if it's any different now. A new Elite controller. Series 2 Elite controller. Yeah.
Controller looks cool.
It looks cool. It's not like crazy different. It's like a evolution, you would say.
But not spending $180.
Oh, fuck no. Jesus Christ. Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to the West on Xbox One and PC.
Don't care.
Tales of Arise.
Also don't care.
That was announced. It's a Bandai Namco Tales game. Elden Ring was officially announced.
That's just a meme to me at this point.
That, in case you people are curious, it's the George R.R. Martin and Hitaka Miyazaki game. So it'll be Game of Thrones and Dark Souls is what you need to know.
Never finished.
Battletoads.
I still don't care.
Same. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I was so surprised to see that. Because the last flight sim they had was Flight Sim 10.
Yeah.
And
That's
remember,
old, though.
Right, it is. It's really old. Because I remember seeing it on the shelves and stuff. And I remember them saying, we're not making it anymore. And then this is showing up here, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, there's no way they're doing a flight sim. Oh, it's Flight Sim.
I think they have their demographics slightly skewed. I think they... This is the only thing I can imagine why they put it in E3. So the type of gamers that watch E3 are getting older, I feel like.
Okay, but like that doesn't mean Flight Sim necessarily.
I know, but Flight Sim is an older audience, I think.
Oh, that definitely is an older audience.
So I'm thinking that they thought they were going to be able to hit that E3 was the best chance for them to hit that audience.
Maybe.
But I still think that that audience is 5 to 10 years older than, like, it might be sounding selfish, but I assume that we are the general
we're the generation.
Gaming.
Well, we're the generation we're like the last ones that would remember seeing Flight Sim on shelves.
Yeah. Which at 5 or 10 years, and you got the core player base for.
Right.
Anyways, Dragon Ball Z. Kakarot?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know why they're making another Dragon Ball game.
It's an action RPG.
It looked like Xenoverse, kind of.
The Outer Worlds will be out October 25th.
Interesting.
The trailer for that was really underwhelming.
It was. Anyway.
All right. We got Bleeding Edge, the new game from Ninja Theory. There was a trailer. That's a weird one. Wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, not from them.
I
mean, obviously, we kind of were expecting it because it got leaked or whatever, but...
what the hell? Was it 3v3 or 4v4?
4v4.
4v4 melee combat. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Out February 11th, 2020.
Honestly surprised that's taking as long as it is.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen it for a while.
I thought so too. It's hard to tell though, because maybe there are previous games. I don't know. This is only 2 though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is only 2. And I could have sworn we at least saw it last year.
I think we did.
But
Minecraft Dungeons is coming spring 2020. It's a third-person, top-down, cooperative multiplayer Minecraft action game spin-off.
It definitely looked interesting, actually.
It did. It looked really interesting. I think I'll check that out.
It was like Minecraft Diablo, and I was like, all right. I'll take a look at it.
They showed more footage from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, I mean...
Then there was the Blair Witch game.
Yeah, that was weird.
That'll be out August 30th, which is soon.
I mean, I called it while we were watching the trailer. It was the Blair Witch game, but
I didn't think they were gonna do a Blair Witch game. Like that just seems so weird to me.
It is. How many people now know Blair Witch?
I don't know, honestly. It's
not many.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, unless once again it's the old generation.
Yeah.
So here's the Blair Witch game and Flight Simulator.
Speaking of, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition with remastered audio and 4K graphics.
Speaking of old people,
Matt, I'd fuck with that. Forza 4 is getting its Lego Speed Champions expansion, which it got.
Yep, that is officially out, and it also looked really cool, and it had a really well done trailer.
It did. It had a fun trailer.
Like its trailer was great. It was playing everything is awesome. The Lego people had faces, had emotion. It was basically watching the Lego movie, but I was racing cars in Forza, and I was like, you know what? I'm about this.
Same. All right, lightning round. Spiritfarer The Legend of Wright, Wasteland 3.
Which that one's actually a pretty big one. People loved Wasteland 1 and 2.
I'm not familiar with them.
It's original XCOM, I guess is the way for people to really think about it is Wasteland is one of the best ones about it. That trailer was weird, though.
Yeah, it was.
Took me a minute to realize it was Wasteland. And when I say it took me a minute, it literally made them telling me it was Wasteland. Otherwise, I had no idea.
Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. All 9 films.
Which that one's interesting.
It is.
Because it makes you wonder... Whoever's making it at least already knows 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
They at least already know episode 9, I mean.
I saw a fan theory.
Oh, boy.
Clone. Using Luke's hand. That's Rey.
Wait, what?
Rey is a clone of Luke from when his hand was cut off.
Okay.
They're just throwing it at you.
That's a hell of a theory.
Well, they found the lightsaber.
So?
Well, the lightsaber went to the same place the hand did.
We'll talk about that in our episode 9 predictions in December.
12 minutes, which I'm positive I saw it before. Way to the Woods. Don't remember that. Dying Light 2 looked good.
That one was another one where they didn't show like anything about it. But Dying Light 1 was a lot of fun, so...
Yeah. Well, they showed like basically it was like a gameplay run, and that was all they showed.
Well, yeah, then it's like, wasn't it, we thought it was Troy Baker just at the end just talking, and he's like, and I'm infected.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. But what does that mean now? What it means if you're infected, I'm so confused.
Yeah. And then Gears Pop, which is the Funko Pop Gears of War crossover mobile game. State of Decay 2 Heartland. Crossfire X or Crossfire 10. A new game based on the popular online shooter from Smilegate. Oh, is that the Crossfire thing?
I believe, yeah, it's Crossfire, the Korean Counter-Strike.
And then there was a Borderlands 3 trailer. And then there was the Game Pass sizzle reel, I believe.
Yep.
And that was it.
Game Pass Ultimate, yada yada.
Yep. I grabbed a couple interesting quotes about Microsoft. Phil Spencer was speaking with Giant Bomb after the press conference or after the show or during the actual show floor thing. He said, quote, "I wish Sony was here. I wish Activision was here. I think E3 is not as good when they're not here," end quote. And another quote from the same interview that made me appreciate where his head's at was, quote, "We have to stand up as an art form and an industry and explain that we're not just slack-jawed kids in basements swearing at each other and trying to headshot everybody."
He's not wrong.
And then there was another quote I randomly came across today from an article that started making the rounds. And it's from Colin Moriarty, and he said it on Sacred Symbols, the newest episode of Sacred Symbols. "I have it on good authority that Master Chief Collection was being talked about on PS4 years ago. Like, I have that on great authority." Sounded very Trump in that quote.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which kind of jives with Phil Spencer's approach with Xbox wanting to just disseminate everything out. Bethesda. It's taking a long time. You want to we'll pick up the pace a bit here.
A little bit.
Okay. So we got Bethesda. Ghostwire Tokyo. Which I actually had someone mention to me. A random person at my place of employment mentioned that game to me. So apparently people find it interesting.
Interesting.
Arcane Lions next game. Deathloop. Something about
Which
my
that one I don't know
story.
if I really cared about.
Yeah, that's from the Dishonored people, right?
Yeah.
Doom Eternal, November 22nd.
Woo!
That Doom game. I got to play the first one still. Still haven't played it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Yeah, I'll get around to it. Fallout 76 is free. Well, no. Free for a week.
3 more days from time of recording. I think it's the 17th.
And it's getting a free update that will add NPCs. And what was the other thing?
That will make it an actual Fallout game is what they meant to say.
Psych. And then they added a Battle Royale mode, which they're calling Nuclear Winter. 52-player Battle Royale mode.
Which does not mean you all of a sudden save Fallout 76 by adding a Battle Royale.
No. Although I did read that the few, I don't even want to call them journalists, but video game commenters liked it. So who knows? Take that with a grain of salt. Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Switch. Nate's going to love it.
I can't wait.
Elder Scrolls Online is getting a dungeon DLC adventure called Scalebreaker.
Awesome.
Wonder what that's about.
Scales, man.
Elder Scrolls Legends next expansion will be available June 27th. Moons of Elsewhere.
Welcome to Bethesda, where we talk about fucking Elder Scrolls the entire time.
Elder Scrolls, they just like it's their every press conference. It's their greatest hit of IP. It's Elder Scrolls Fallout.
Yeah, except there's Elder Scrolls on like 7 of these things.
Yeah, and none of it is what people want, which is Elder Scrolls 6. But speaking of which,
we gotta get you Starfield first, there, bud.
I know. Speaking of which, I don't even want either of them because they're not going to put them on a new game engine. Bethesda is still, quote, hard at work on Elder Scrolls 6. Bullshit. Wolfenstein is going to have a big July, whatever that means. Wolfenstein Cyberpilot VR game. Youngblood, which is July 26th. Is that right?
Yeah.
Damn. Commander Keen is coming back.
But in a really weird way. It's a mobile game, and it's not the old 2D Keen that I know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Lame. Rage 2 is getting a new expansion, Rise of the Ghosts.
Looked interesting.
Bethesda is introducing new software technology for game streaming called Orion. Which you signed up for the beta, right?
I tried to, yeah. Well, I'm signed up. I'll see if they invite me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And that's it for Bethesda.
I think my most excited things out of Bethesda were Doom, Wolfenstein, obviously. Not the Cyberpilot, but the Youngblood.
Yeah.
And Ghostwire, weirdly.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit about Evil Within, but something about Ghostwire Tokyo just looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, nothing really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
Because I never got in on Doom or Wolfenstein, so Wolfenstein's on Game Pass, so maybe I'll get an opportunity to if I start burning through games, which is unlikely, but we'll see.
Really unlikely, but yeah, we'll see.
Unlikely. I'm at the state. I'm having problems now because like there's actually a lot of stuff on there that I'm interested in,
Right?
and I don't know how to approach it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm waiting for this next website to load. So I think what I'm gonna do is grab a couple of them that I'm interested in, and then see how long they take to beat, and then start prioritizing them that way. Because I think once I get started, it'll be easier to move.
That makes sense. I mean, you can go to, what is it? Not how long to beat. Time to beat? How long to beat? Whatever that site is.
How long? Yeah, I remember. Yeah. It's like how long does it take or something like that.
Yeah. Oh.
Might be skipping. Nope, that popped up. Not that we really need to do this one, but it's Devolver Digital.
I'll let you just discuss this one while I disappear for a second.
Okay. Devolver Digital did their wonderful press conference, which was a direct this year, sort of. Let's see here. They showed Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. What else did they have? They had Devolver Bootleg, which was their funny little parody this go around, where they were selling ripoffs of their own games. I don't even call them selling them. They were well, I guess they are selling them for 1% of the original price, which would be $4.94, which is ripoffs of their own games. There was Carrion, which actually looked really, really interesting. It's a reverse horror game where you take control of an amorphous creature of unknown origin and you fuck people's shit up. Enter the Gungeon, House of the Gun Dead. Jesus Christ, is a 2-player arcade game, like old school arcade game, like Cabinet Arcade, and that'll be out in 2020, and it's going to cost $5,000. Whew. The Messenger, Picnic Panic, got a release date, and that was basically it. Although, no, there was something else. I thought they showed... The fuck was the game? Oh, well. That is it for Devolver Digital.
Yeah, Devolver looked... it was funny, the direct thing, obviously, but then it was also that last year they only did 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like 5 this year or something, so it seems like they're just increasing...
Yeah.
On... not quality, but quantity.
Carrion looked really interesting.
Carrion looked like a lot of fun. And the House of the Gun Dead.
Yeah, the cabinet.
Looks awesome, but I'm not spending $5,000 on a cabinet. So,
yeah, if only. If only.
If only.
Next up is Ubisoft. Watch Dogs Legion was the big one. And it will be out March 6th, 2020, assuming it doesn't get delayed, which I'm assuming they don't want to because that's fiscal year territory.
Also means it is prime for being delayed at the same time.
Yeah, true. It looked interesting.
It looks super ambitious.
It does look super ambitious.
That being said, I'm pumped about what we saw. So
there was I read a funny article while I was half asleep this morning about how I can't remember who it was, but they were like, "Why isn't there any fat people?" And they tried to ask Ubisoft like multiple times, like different people, and they emailed Ubisoft directly, and they kept getting like a really generic marketing response that sidestepped the question. So it's the assumption is that it's some sort of tech issue to where like to make the system work, all the body types have to be like
roughly the same.
Yeah,
that is funny.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense though.
It does. It's just also really funny for somebody to notice that. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
We saw a teaser of a new adventure game, Gods and Monsters, which we literally saw nothing about it. So who the fuck knows what that is?
That's Gods and Monsters. That's literally all we know.
Yep. Ubisoft launched is launching a game subscription service called Uplay Plus. $15 a month, and you get access to a library of over 100 Ubisoft games and all their DLC. And you'll get early access, and it's launching September 3rd. Apparently, right?
Yes,
September 3rd.
Yeah, September.
Roller Derby, Roller Champions. They played it.
Yep. I talked about it earlier.
Faux Shizzle. Rainbow Six Quarantine, which is a PvE co-op game, wave-ish it looked like.
Yeah, it definitely looked interesting.
Yeah. I'm curious. Just Dance, still happening. Still a thing.
Woo.
Mobile strategy game, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad.
Weird.
Not
where I thought we would see Sam Fisher again.
True. I'm sure you'll probably check it out at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Division 2 will be free until, what's today? 14th? It'll be free for 2 more days.
Yep.
16th. They had a whole slew of shit that they showed off. They showed off episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Episode 1 is the National Zoo. Episode 2 is the Pentagon. Episode 3 is New York City, which they showed Coney Island. So And then they mentioned the movie. If
It's
anyone
where
cares.
my boy escaped to.
Yeah, we'll get some answers finally, hopefully.
My boy, Aaron Keener. If he's not in it, I'm gonna just. Boy, I'm gonna get pissed.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be if he's not. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting a story creator and discovery tour modes, which I'm kind of interested in the discovery tours more so than I was in Egypt for some reason, but whatever. Rainbow Six Siege's next season is Operation Phantom Sight, which I think is out already, or it just has started. For Honor has a new limited time event called Shadows of the Hitokiri.
Hey, game's still going.
It is still going. Adventure Time and Brawlhalla
Yep.
are having a crossover.
Making pancakes.
Making bacon pancakes. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actors are working with Ubisoft on a TV comedy about video game development.
That one actually seems pretty cool.
I am certainly interested in that.
I am certainly skeptical.
And second only to Keanu Reeves, we got a dog on stage.
That's true. We did get a dog on stage.
John Bernthal, I think that's how you say his name, who is the antagonist in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, did his little stage time, and we saw a little bit of Ghost Recon, which I'll probably get it because, it's Ghost Recon, so why not?
Yeah, we'll get it, and we won't play it, and yada, yada, yada.
I mean, we played we played a lot of Wildlands. We did not finish it.
That's true. We're 30-something hours in.
Really? Only 30 hours? That's embarrassing. Square Enix is next. Crystal Dynamics.
We could skip this entire fucking conference.
We'll just blow through it. Crystal Dynamics showed off Avengers.
Looks super weird.
Mixed reactions. May 15th, 2020. Check it out if you're curious. Final Fantasy VII Remake is still episodic. And we got gameplay of it, which is mind-blowing on its own.
And a release date that I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. No one believes that release date.
It also won't be the full game. It'll only be like the first whatever and bullshit like that.
Yep.
Too funny.
It is too funny.
Here, I'll wrap up the majority of the rest of it for you. There were a bunch of other remasters that are coming out before Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Romancing Saga 3. Saga Scarlet Grace. Outriders. There is a lot of remasters. All right.
Yep.
Moving on. I'm not going to deal with this. Nintendo. We'll blow through Nintendo real quick. If this loads. I guess the big one really is the sequel to Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
And Animal Crossing has its release date.
Yep, Banjo-Kazooie and Dragon Quest Heroes are coming to Smash Ultimate DLC. Animal Crossing New Horizons for Switch, which was delayed till March 20th, 2020. The Switch remake of Link's Awakening, coming out September 20th. Cadence of Hyrule, which is out next week. Luigi's Mansion 3, couch co-op and online mode, whatever the hell. Fucking Luigi. Daemon X Machina, September 13th. No More Heroes 3 is in development. The Pokeball Plus controller can be used with Sword and Shield, apparently. Witcher 3 is coming to Switch. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to Switch. Contra Rogue Corps is coming to Switch. Panzer Dragoon is coming to Switch. Yeah. That's everything else is crap. Yeah. I don't know. We have the Kind of Funny showcase. I don't know if you care to go through that.
Don't go through the next ones. Just mention what they were, but don't go into the articles for them.
Kind of Funny Game Showcase had their showcase. It was lengthy. It was better than last year, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it was. Well, not last year, but December.
Yeah. PC Gaming Show was a thing. There was some weird stuff there. Some interesting stuff, some weird stuff. Limited Run Games did their little
That was a weird one.
thingamajigger. And then there was the E3 VR showcase. And then apparently Jeff Keighley had a thing too I didn't know about called the E3 Coliseum, which showed more stuff, had conversations with people. Most of those last ones were smaller titles and releases and all that good stuff. Nothing that was groundbreaking. And that was E3. It was a rather lackluster E3.
Yeah, overall, kind of a disappointing one.
A rebuilding year.
Yeah.
For sure.
We'll see next year about if more people show up or stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it depends on Sony's whatever they do this year.
I assume they would probably show back up just to do their console stuff there, but they might also just avoid it and do their console stuff in like May or something.
Yeah, you never know.
But that's it. The only deal I'm going to highlight is the new Humble Bundle for the month. It comes with Hellblade and Moonlighter, and then you'll get more on July 5th.
If you care about E3 predictions, I certainly lost.
I'm pumped that I won, but we'll actually break those down next week.
Yeah.
We won't do it right now because we need to end this podcast and I need to stop dying. But yeah, it was kind of a boring E3, but it also was E3, so I'm always excited for it.
Agreed.
We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.